Welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. Well, it's been a really range-bound market, and the US markets were also really quiet. So it seems like today is going to be another ho-hum sort of a day. Not too much in terms of action on the headline, but individual stocks could see movement. So let's get straight to that. Deven Choksey of KRChoksey Securities is with us. Deven, hi, good morning. First, I wanted your thoughts on how to approach the Adani Group stocks. There was a clarification that came in yesterday where the company has strongly refuted the news report published by the Ken and has spoken about how they've completed their full prepayment, of some aggregating to over $2 billion. Just wanted to understand on these stocks, Adani Enterprises, ports, green, what would you do now as a long-term investor?
Hi, Sonia. Good morning. Well, I think first and foremost, I think nothing changes fundamentally as far as I think group's business model is concerned. I believe that this year they would end with around 50,000 crore plus EBITDA. And I think it will be continuing to compound at the rate of around 20%, at least for next 3 years, as I see the business programs of the company getting unfolded. So from a perspective of looking at the business, I think the cash flow generation position remains strong and the business remains absolutely robust, I think, across all the verticals which they are operating. So fundamentals have not changed. Coming to the specific item about the pledge of shares, I believe in normal course of business also every enterprise is required to give sufficient amount of collateral comfort to the lender. And in such situation, when they default, then only I think this particular pledge of shares would come into picture. Till that point of time, I think it remains as a security. So if this understanding goes correct, I think for not only Adani Group of companies, but also for most of the other borrowers who borrow from banks, I guess I think till the time they default, the speculative elements of doubting their ability to repay, I think should not be there. So in my viewpoint, as far as the stocks are concerned and the business model of the company is concerned, nothing changes. If the correction in the price is taking place, it may be, I think, an opportunity, at least for some companies where I find that the fundamental remains absolutely convincing. One could possibly go for buying at during the nervous sentiment and buy in their portfolios.
Deven, hi, good morning. Any thoughts on IndusInd Bank? Was up in a down market yesterday, and I think we had a call from Bank of America saying, well, it's not a turning around story, it's turned around, and things should start to look up. Any thoughts?
Hi, Prashant. Good morning. Well, I think on one side, the bank had its own set of problems earlier period of time, which they probably completed with the cleaning off of the books wherever it was required. On the other side, the liability franchise remained absolutely convincing and strong. So that is, I think, remaining absolutely comfortable as well. The most important point, their commercial vehicle segment of lending is now showing definite signs of growth. And this is likely to continue for next 3 to 5 years. So if this bank has got a focus aligned on this particular subject of commercial lending particularly, I would think that I think they would have relatively better time going forward from the perspective of growth in the business. And given the fact that I think the stock price is remaining or available at a price at which I think the valuations are not far too expensive. In my viewpoint, I think collective sentiments in the market, or the fall in the market sentiments, whatever we call it as, I think is an opportunity to buy into some of the quality companies for a decent appreciation going forward.
Okay, all right. Deven, request you to stay with us. We're just going to get to a conversation with the management and we'll come back to you.